ചൈതന്യമേ നിത്യവുമെൻ മനതാരിൽ വിളങ്ങുവാൻ നിത്യനിരാമയ കൈതൊഴുന്നേ നിത്യനിരാമയ കൈതൊഴുന്നേ സർവജഗത്തും നിറഞ്ഞു നിൽക്കുന്നൊര സർവചരാചര ചൈതന്യമേ അജ്ഞാനമെങ്ങും അകറ്റി നീ എന്നുള്ളിൽ വിജ്ഞാനദീപ്തി തെളിച്ചിടണം അജ്ഞാനമെങ്ങും അകറ്റി നീ എന്നുള്ളിൽ വിജ്ഞാനദീപ്തി തെളിച്ചിടണം സത്യധർമാദിയിൽ മുന്നേ ചലിക്കുവാൻ സത്യസ്വരൂപ ഞാൻ കൈതൊഴുന്നേ സത്യസ്വരൂപ ഞാൻ കൈതൊഴുന്നേ സർവജഗത്തും നിറഞ്ഞു നിൽക്കുന്നൊര സർവചരാചര ചൈതന്യമേ നിത്യവുമിൻ മനതാരിൽ വിളങ്ങുവാൻ നിത്യനിരാമയ കൈതൊഴുന്നേ നിത്യനിരാമയ കൈതൊഴുന്നേ.
Thank you so much, Ms. Ramya. Thank you so much, Ms. Chippy. Ladies and gentlemen, it is saddening to recall that 10 MPDA family members departed for heavenly abode in the last year. Mr. Jatadri Sethi, Accounts Assistant, Mr. T. Vasudevan Pillai, Assistant Director, Mr. Gopalakrishnan Nair, CAO, Mrs. Telma VC, Technical Assistant, Mr. P. N. Sudarshanan, Watchman, Mr. Bhaskaran Nair, Driver Grade 2, Mr. C. A. Kuch Muhammad, Deputy Director, Mr. T. K. Balachandran, Daftri, Mr. B. H. Patil, Driver, Mrs. C. P. Parvati, Section Officer. May I request all of you to please rise up for the silent prayer in honor of their memory. Thank you. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, now it's time for the official welcome address. For that, I would like to welcome forward Chairman MPDA, Sri D.V. Swami IAS. Ladies and gentlemen, he's a 2001 batch IAS officer from Odisha cadre. Prior to taking over charge of Chairman MPDA, he served as Development Commissioner at Cochin Special Economic Zone, served as Revenue Divisional Commissioner in Sambalpur district of Odisha, held additional charge of Vice Chancellor, Educational Department, Higher and Technical Education, Rourkela, and many others. Master in Public Administration from Harvard University, achieved national level Kalam Invocation Award in Governance. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome forward Chairman MPDA, Sri D.V. Swami IAS for the formally welcome speech. Welcome, sir. Can we have a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you so much.
Ellarku namaskaram. Namaskar. Good evening. I am pleased to give the welcome address at this gathering for the Golden Jubilee celebrations of the MPEDA. Set up by an act of Parliament in 1972, the organization has contributed substantially to the country's seafood export sector. With its headquarters in Cochin, the prestigious organization has expanded to various coastal states of India. The organization has its presence abroad through its trade promotion offices. At 50, we need to reflect on the learnings from the past and have a vision for the future. Here, I would recall our Honorable Prime Minister's urge to the countrymen to start the Amrit Kal by nurturing new possibilities, realizing new resolutions, and moving ahead with confidence. The authority has been assisting stakeholders with primary production, processing, quality control, and marketing of produce. The efforts have made India the fourth largest exporter of marine products to global consumers and the second largest aquaculture producer. Our seafood exports of US dollars 77.81 million in 1972 have grown substantially to US $7.76 billion in 21-22. We are expanding aquaculture production, reducing post-harvest losses in fishing harbors, enhancing quality monitoring, improving trade relations with the major markets, and promoting value addition in seafood processing. As an organization, we believe in adopting sustainable practices and providing quality infrastructure to meet global standards. In the above process, we are fortunate to be guided by outstanding leadership at the top level. Also, the collaborative partnership with various stakeholders has helped us evolve into a strong team. On this auspicious occasion, MPEDA is privileged to have these change makers in our Golden Jubilee celebrations. Firstly, the Ministry of Commerce and Industry has guided this organization. We have a leader who strives for new heights and sets a higher benchmark. We have our Honorable Commerce and Industry Minister, Shri Piyush Goyalji, who had readily agreed to grace this occasion with the MPEDA family. However, the Honorable Minister could not be present here due to other emergencies. Sir would inspire us with a video message today. I extend a warm welcome to our Honorable Minister to this function. Our next guest, who is inaugurating today's function, has been showing very keen interest in the activities of MPEDA. She has an academic background and now a practitioner. She has excellent communication skills, and her knowledge on FTA and trade issues is very impressive because of her deep understanding. Madam cannot be physically present here due to some unforeseen situation. However, Madam has kindly agreed to join us by VC today from Delhi. I extend a warm welcome to the Honorable State Minister, Srimati Anupriya Patel ji. Honorable State Minister has also agreed to join us for this Golden Jubilee celebrations of MPEDA. I welcome her once again. Honorable Member of Parliament from Ernakulam, Lok Sabha constituency, Shri I.B. Eden, has kindly accepted our invitation despite his busy schedule. The Honorable MP is very supportive of the activities of MPEDA, and I wish to extend a warm welcome to the MP, Honorable MP, on behalf of the MPEDA family. Many stalwarts led the organization, and we are fortunate to have some of the former chairpersons with us. Our next guest is a great visionary and has set a strong foundation for the growth of this industry, such as setting up a series of field offices. He is our adored former chairman, MPEDA, Shri T.K.A. Nair, IAS. He served the nation at the top level as a former advisor to the Prime Minister of India. He was instrumental in setting up pioneer tiger shrimp hatcheries in India, namely the TAS Park at Vishakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh, and OS Park at Gopalpur, Odisha. Sir, we are fortunate to benefit from your leadership, and thank you for the same. I wish to extend a warm welcome, very warm welcome to Shri T.K.A. Nair IAS on this auspicious day. Sir has kindly accepted our invitation to join the Golden Jubilee celebrations. I extend a warm welcome to you to this function. Continuity and building on solid foundations are one of the keys to economic growth. One such change maker in the organization's history set up several projects. The longest serving chairperson of MPEDA, Srimati Leena Nair, has brought several accolades to this organization. The prestigious aquatic quarantine facility at Chennai, the screening facility for the Vanami broodstock imported into the country, contributes significantly to the sector. Madam, I extend a warm welcome to you on behalf of MPEDA. The marine sector needs quality logistics and infrastructure. As the Development Commissioner of SEZ, Port Trust Chairman, Chief Secretary of Kerala, Shri Paul Anthony Sir, former Chief Secretary of Kerala, has thrived on creating a facilitating ecosystem for trade. Sir has gladly accepted our request to join the Golden Jubilee celebrations. Sir, I extend a warm welcome to you. Diversification of the breed is critical for the growth of the sector. The multi-species aquaculture center of RGCA has become a prominent landmark now. The Vallapadam project of MPEDA was renovated during the period of Dr. Jaitilak IAS. MPEDA also became a paperless office during his tenure. Dr. A. Jaitilak IAS, former chairman of MPEDA and currently the Additional Chief Secretary, Government of Kerala, has readily accepted our invitation. Sir, on behalf of MPEDA, I extend a warm welcome. Several senior central and state government officers have kindly accepted our invitation and joined this occasion. I extend a warm welcome to each one of you. The seafood exporters have been actively collaborating with the activities of MPEDA and helping us to achieve the goals for the sector. The exporters are represented here by Sri Jagdish Fofandi, National President, Seafood Exporters Association. I warmly welcome Sri Jagdish and all the exporters present here to this occasion. MPEDA has been a great organization and tirelessly working towards bettering the seafood industry. I welcome each member of MPEDA. Also, the pensioners who have contributed to this institution, they are here. I welcome every pensioner to this function. The RGCA, Netfish, NAXA are the societies set up by MPEDA to contribute to the needs of the different sectors. I warmly welcome all the members of these three organizations. I welcome the press and the media to this function. I wish to also congratulate the winners of MPEDA Marine Quiz and wish them a prosperous future. I welcome the winners and their families. Finally, I welcome each one of you to this wonderful evening. Before I conclude, in the context of challenges before us, I refer to the evidence in the book, Why Nations Fail, The Origins of Power, Prosperity and Poverty. Darren Akemoglu and James Robinson conclusively show that it is the man-made political and economic institutions that underlie economic success or lack of it. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir, for doing the honors. Sir, on behalf of all the MPDA members and the dignitaries here on stage, we would like to welcome you, the Chairman MPDA, Sri D.V. Swami IAS, to this wonderful ceremony. Welcome, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, as we all know, in our culture, every auspicious occasion begins with the lamp lighting ceremony. So we are going to do the lamp lighting ceremony. For that, I would request all the dignitaries here on stage to kindly come forward for the lamp lighting ceremony. We all believe nothing can dim the light that shines from within. So as a symbol of the shining light in all of us, we are going to do the lamp lighting ceremony here. Request everybody if you could please rise on your feet for the lamp lighting ceremony. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Let the light shine out in the darkness. Together we pray to God of light, that we could celebrate more and more of these jubilees in our lives. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Please be seated. Thank you so much, our dignitaries. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, as our chairman said, on this auspicious Golden Jubilee celebration, because of the current scenario around us, Honorable Minister of Commerce and Industry, Sri Piyush Goyal ji, couldn't be here, but he has a special message for all of us. Ladies and gentlemen, as we all know, Mr. Piyush Goyal, Honorable Commerce and Industry Minister, who is vibrantly leading India's commerce and industry sector with a great vision, making India a significant power in the coming years. In order to achieve that, recently he released a major overall plan for the entire commerce sector, where we as a nation aims to achieve $2 trillion export by 2030. Ladies and gentlemen, I would request all your attention on the screen for a special video message of Honorable Commerce and Industry Minister, Sri Piyush Goyal ji.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I am delighted to be part of the Golden Jubilee celebration of the Marine Products Export Development Authority. As we celebrate Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, the next 25 years will be Amrit Kal for both India and MPEDA, as you will also be completing 75 years of MPEDA. As it is said, and I quote, "The achievement of an organization is the result of the combined efforts of every individual." MPEDA, since its inception in 1972, has played an instrumental role in the holistic development and promotion of the Indian seafood industry. They are an integral part of the blue economy. The hard work of the members of MPEDA has made Indian seafood industry one of the major sectors in India supporting the world. I am glad that marine exports have reached $7.76 billion in 2022, up 30% from the previous year. This achievement is not just a milestone in our Atmanirbhar Bharat journey, but also a message to the rest of the world that New India offers quality and reliability at competitive prices. Fisheries is an inseparable part of Indian mythology, religion, and culture. Matsya, that is, fish, is one of the 10 avatars of the Hindu Lord Vishnu, who came in the form of a fish and saved the world from a great flood. India has been a great maritime trading nation historically. It was the place where the world came to shop. Lothal was the world's first dock, and the town developed several local industries to fulfill the needs of Egyptian, Mesopotamian, and Sumerian cultures. It is said progress of a society is determined by the extent to which survival needs of the people are taken care of. In the last 8 years, under Prime Minister Narendra Modi's leadership, the government has focused on empowering our marine farmers with an aim to make India the hub of sustainable and quality seafood. The Prime Minister's focus on welfare of the poor and the fishermen was seen on the global stage at the MC12 meeting of the WTO. India turned the tides with a big win for our marine farmers in the fisheries subsidies agreement. We succeeded in regulating countries involved in deep sea fishing and certain countries who indulge in illegal fishing, while at the same time fully protecting the interests of our farmers and fishermen. We won concessions that could have otherwise threatened the subsidies that we are giving to the small-scale artisanal fishing activities. To promote India's export, we are continuously increasing our international engagement. FTAs are being signed with UAE and Australia, and we are in discussion with Israel, UK, Canada, and the EU. The marine industry is in a sweet spot, and I hope they will grab this opportunity in the future. As the saying goes, to be the best, you need to beat the best. India today is the third largest maritime exporter in the world. We have 18,000 farmers who contribute to marine exports worth $20 million or more. There is a potential to add another 2 lakh shrimp farmers in the next few years, which will increase the current production of 40,000 tons to 7 lakh tons. That is nearly 18 times today's production. For the fishermen and the fish exporting stakeholders, I would like to suggest 4 mantras to promote marine exports. 1, let us identify 20 major seafood export markets which contribute more than 90% of exports and study what more potential they have. Let us prepare state-wise export development plans in consultation with the coastal states and the northeastern states to enhance quality production. 3. Let us aim at an export target of $20 billion in the next 5 years and prepare an export development plan. 4. We have to raise the lives of fishermen by reducing risk, creating awareness, increasing their income, shielding them against middlemen, and easing processes. Friends, in conclusion, just like the Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi gave the country during his Independence Day address as we celebrated 75 years of independence, 5 vows, 5 pran. 1, the goal of making India a developed nation. 2, removing the colonial mindset. 3, taking pride in our roots. 4, the unity of our people, our country. And 5, sense of duty. In a similar way, we must renew our pledge to work together to achieve these 5 vows for changing the future of our fishing community. We need to bring in vigor to get dominance of Indian marine products in the global market.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for the wonderful words. Ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Minister of State for Commerce and Industry, Srimati Anupriya Patel ji, will be joining us online. So let's welcome her with a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. In 2016, Honorable Prime Minister inducted her as Minister for State for Health and Family Welfare in his Council of Ministers. She was the youngest minister of the Council of Ministers at that time. She hit another milestone moment in July 2021 when entrusted with the responsibilities of Minister of State in the Ministry of Commerce and Industry in the central government. Ladies and gentlemen, Srimati Anupriya Patel, face of resurgence of the underprivileged, powerfully represent a strong image of a leader who is passionate, decisive, and committed to the cause of the oppressed and marginalized section of the society. Ladies and gentlemen, we would request Honorable Minister to address the gathering and also release the coffee table book. Over to you, Minister. Thank you.
A very good evening, all of you. Shri Hybe Eden, Honorable Member of Parliament, Shri D.V. Swami, Chairman MPEDA, Dr. A. Jayatilak, former Chairman MPEDA and Additional Chief Secretary, Revenue and Disaster Management, Government of Kerala, Shri Paul Anthony, Chairman KSIDC and former Chief Secretary Kerala, Ms. Leena Nair, former Chairman MPEDA, Shri K.B. Pillai, Shri T.K.A. Nair, Shri Jagdish Pofandi, National President, Seafood Exporters Association of India, Shri K.S. Pradeep, Secretary MPEDA, and off the dais, our exporters, awardees, all former chairmen of MPEDA, all senior officials of the central government and the state government of Kerala, pensioners and officials of MPEDA with their family members, media, ladies and gentlemen. I am very delighted to join you all for the Golden Jubilee celebrations of MPEDA. This dynamic organization formed to support the export-oriented seafood production and the promotion of seafood from the country started its journey way back in 1972. And since then, it has tirelessly supported the gamut of seafood sectors starting from capture fisheries, aquaculture, quality, traceability, sustainability, infrastructure development, trade promotion, which has resulted in achieving an all-time high value of $7.76 billion of seafood export during the last year. We all know India is the fourth largest marine products exporting nations in the world. And this marine sector, including the capture fisheries, contributes to 1.1% of the GDP and 5.15% of the agricultural GDP. India has an 8,118 kilometers coastline with an exclusive economic zone of 2.08 billion square kilometers, and there are approximately 4.91 million marine fishers who are residing in more than 3,200 fishing villages. This marine fishery in India may be small scale, but the traditional and sustainable fishing practices by the Indian fisher dates back to thousands of years, and these Indian fishery resources are conserved and protected well by our fishermen by their traditional and cultural beliefs. At present, the share of capture fisheries has come down, and the contribution to exports in terms of quantity is 51.3%, and in value is nearly 31%. Whereas the culture fisheries share in quantity is 48.6% and the value is 68.9%. The promotion of scientific shrimp farming has helped to enhance the exports, and the exports have grown from a meager rupees 900 crores during 1990s to rupees 57,600 crores during 2021-22. And this has allowed India to climb up to the fourth position in the global ranking. Ladies and gentlemen, I must admit that these achievements have been made due to the sincere efforts taken by the MPEDA team towards exploring the new course of action to steer the Indian seafood exports ahead of the challenges in the global market. The future looks, in fact, very bright for the seafood sector, owing to the high demand of seafood world over and also the increasing domestic consumption. The health benefits of eating seafood is immense, and the consumption pattern of the world population is shifting towards seafood. The marine products export sector has a very, very ambitious plan for future development of achieving a target of rupees 1 lakh crore by the year 2025. And this target will be achieved through sustainable fishing, ensuring quality and variety, promotion of coastal shipping and aquaculture, and also by supporting the entire fisheries ecosystem. Further, timely interventions from the ministry to minimize the hurdles on the import of raw materials for value addition, and encouraging exporters to educate and assist our fishermen to follow sustainable measures in fishing and also to preserve the quality of the catch, engaging Indian missions abroad in helping exporters to expand their trade are some of the measures to achieve this target. The global market, we all know, is dynamic and changes with the consumer preference trends. Post-COVID, there has been a rise in the demand for convenience products in the major markets. MPEDA has been supporting the industry by providing financial assistance towards the development of the infrastructure facility for the production of value-added seafood to cater to the global market. And since India has excess processing capacity, we shall find ways and means to utilize in producing value-added products using indigenous and imported raw material. This will help to increase the export production and transform India into a seafood-free processing hub of the world, turning the concept of Atmanirbhar Bharat, self-reliant India, into a reality in the marine sector. There are many additional challenges faced by the sector in the form of non-tariff measures affecting market access. And major trade barriers include the high rate of inspection of our shrimp cargo in the major markets such as EU and Japan. We also face antibiotic detections in the US. The entire players of the stakeholder stakeholder value chain has to handhold to tackle this issue, as the entry of such banned antibiotic residues are suspected to be at the production level. MPEDA and the associated agencies, along with the Association of Farmers, Exporters, and Hatcheries, shall increase capacity building exercises among the stakeholders to increase awareness about this matter. Almost all the state fisheries departments in the coastal states have notified the formation of the task forces to monitor the aquaculture farms, hatcheries, and input supply chain. These task forces have to step up their monitoring and reporting activities. I'm given to understand that MPEDA is operating a certification scheme named Shepari to recognize the hatcheries and the farms which follow the best management practices respectively in seed and grow-out production to provide quality shrimps for export supply. This initiative shall be strengthened and popularized. Ladies and gentlemen, wild caught shrimps from India to US are banned since 2018, citing comparable measures to protect the marine turtles as per the US Public Law Section 609. To tackle this issue, MPEDA, with the help of the Central Institute of Fisheries Technology, has designed the turtle excluder device, which is being evaluated by the US authorities. Once this TED design is approved, we expect shortly as to be fitted to our shrimp trawl nets with the help of state fisheries. I'm sure that such a measure will go a long way in getting our wild-caught shrimp fisheries certified by the US and to resume the exports. Markets such as Australia, Korea, Thailand, Saudi Arabia, etc., are concerned about pathogens in shrimp and urge us to improve biosecurity and monitoring. The import quarantine of broodstock by MPEDA RGCA facility in Chennai ensures screening and the supply of specific pathogen-free broodstock. Our hatcheries and many farms now implement strict biosecurity measures. Through active surveillance programs, we have to declare disease-free zones so as to take market leverages in these potential markets. Honorable Union Minister for Commerce and Industry, Shri Piyush Goyal ji, has aggressively supported the Indian fishermen and has brought in a major win for India at the WTO recently while negotiating the fisheries subsidies agreement. India has succeeded in bringing a regulation on those countries who are finishing to fish across the world with their deep sea fishing practices. India has succeeded in bringing in regulation for those developed countries that indulge in illegal fishing or catch fish but don't report it. This regulation also covered those who worked outside regulation and indulge in illegal, unregulated, and unreported fishing. This is a major victory for India, ladies and gentlemen. Our country has completely protected the interest of the farmers and fishermen, and the decisions taken in the MC12 conference will further strengthen the role of the multilateral body in promoting global trade. My dear friends, reducing the post-harvest losses in the marine sector, tapping of the deep sea resources, increasing the area under culture, increasing productivity, diversification, value addition, addressing trade barriers and brand promotion will help India to further strengthen its leadership position in the seafood trade. To achieve the milestone of 10% share in the global seafood trade in another decade, MPEDA needs to thrust on value addition not only from indigenous raw material, but also from imported raw material for better utilization of our established processing capacity and to provide more days of employment in the sector to develop and promote the trade. Work jointly with the Department of Fisheries and states to implement ground-level measures to improve both quality and biosecurity. Once again, I congratulate MPEDA on its Golden Jubilee year, and I hope to see the organization reach greater heights of success. Thank you all very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We would request you to please release the coffee table book as also. Ladies and gentlemen, MPEDA acknowledged that every player in the industry had a role to play in its spectacular success. The book of inspiring stories is not just an appreciation of the industry leaders, but paving the path for those who follow. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, legacy success stories from Indian seafood industry, a coffee table book has been released by Honorable Minister. Thank you so much, Minister, for doing the honors. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, dignitaries. Thank you so much, Minister. Thank you so much for doing the honors. Thank you, ma'am, for joining with us. Ladies and gentlemen, next I would like to welcome for the felicitation, ladies and gentlemen, Honorable MP Sri Haibiranji is a strong supporter and well-wisher of MPDA. He has always shown keen interest in this fisheries and seafood sector. Let's welcome Honorable Member of Parliament, Sri Haibiran, for the felicitation address. Welcome, sir.
Honorable Minister of Commerce and Industry, Textiles, Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution, Shri Piyush Goyal ji, Honorable Minister for Commerce and Industries, Srimati Anupriya Patel ji, the Chairman of Marine Products Export Development Authority, Shri D.V. Swami, former advisor to the Prime Minister of India, and former Chairman of MPEDA, our very own T.K. Nair sir, former Chairman MPEDA, Shri K.B. Pillai sir, former Chairman MPEDA, Ms. Leena Nair ma'am, former Chief Secretary and Chairman of the KSIDC, Shri Paul Anthony IAS, former Chairman, Dr. Jayatilak IAS, National President of the Seafood Export Association of India, Shri Jagdish, distinguished guests on the dais, off the dais, friends from the industry, friends from the media fraternity. It's a great honor and privilege, being a member of Parliament, to be a part of the very auspicious function where the Marine Products Export Development Authority is celebrating 50 glorious years of its journey. Right from its inception as a humble organization to an organization which have reached to a value of $7.76 billion to the economy of our country is something which we all should be proud of. There are many stalwarts right on this podium, right on this platform, and many people in the audience and people who have been a part and parcel of this wonderful organization who have contributed in many different aspects for the growth of this industry. As the Honorable Ministers have mentioned, MPEDA as an organization right from the beginning was very careful in understanding the vision and to make sure that the vision is fulfilled in many different aspects. Being a member of Parliament, I was always proud to say that the MPEDA is situated in Cochin, has been a state-of-the-art institution and always contributed to the export of the marine products of this country. We have many, many challenges, right from the global climatic changes to the quality of the product which we are exporting. As the Minister have clearly mentioned that the restrictions by many countries, the restrictions which they have imposed on the quality of the products have been a huge challenge for a country like India. I'm not just confining this industry to Kerala or Cochin, but from Kerala it has expanded to many parts of the country, especially a state like Andhra, which have flourished in the last many years, to an industry which is very, very huge, even in aquaculture and in export, in Vanami and different many aspects. So right from global climatic changes where our fishermen folk face many, many different challenges, right from the life and livelihood of every fisherman of this country has to be protected by the government of India as well as the government of Kerala. I've always mentioned in many of my speeches, the major people involved in this industry are our fishermen folk. And to protect the life and livelihood of that group is something which is very important. We know whenever there is a climatic change, whenever there's a cyclone, whenever there is a huge sea erosion, the first affected party is a fisherman. We know many fishing villages, coastal villages, even in Cochin, which have contributed to the economy. So MPEDA will be the organization, or Commerce and Industry will be the ministry which is a part of the export department, but there is the Fisheries Department Ministry, which is newly formed. There is this Ministry of Shipping and Ports, which also have to contribute, have been a part of this particular system. And I would like to request, if the minister is online, I would like to request the Honorable Minister and the Government of India, and as well as the distinguished guests on the dais. We have many harbors in our state, in our country. The Honorable Minister of Finance, Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman, in her last budget, announced the development of 5 major harbors, fishing harbors in the country, in which Cochin is one among them. And we are happy that the process is on, the tender procedures have been floated. And I'm very happy that the project is taking off. But there are many other fishing harbors as well. There are issues related to the fishermen. As I said, the sea walls and sea groins are something which protects the life and livelihood of the fishermen folk. So these major ministries, from the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, which is a major stakeholder, have to contribute to not just the development of fishing harbors, but the Fisheries Ministry and in the Sagarmala project, in the Shipping and Ports Ministry as well, should be aware that these people are the major contributors of this billion-dollar industry. So their life and livelihood should be protected. The global climatic changes, the rise of temperature in the oceans, the rise of salt content in oceans, and many situations have added on. And there is something called the fish famine, which has very badly affected the industry. The traditional fish we used to consume is something which we don't get very vastly. There are many traditional fish which we used to consume every day in our meals, which are not very much available in our oceans. So the state-of-the-art institutions like the Central Marine Fisheries Research Institute, CMFRI, which is again situated in Cochin, have contributed a lot to the growth of the industry, and I believe all major organizations should be taken into confidence. There should be R&Ds happening, there should be technological interventions, there should be scientific studies to make sure that fish famine doesn't happen, juvenile fishing doesn't happen, to make sure that the industry is flourishing and the industry grow to more heights at an event where we celebrate 50 years of this wonderful organization, we should not just be proud, also we should make sure that this industry is flourishing in the future. If the industry wants to flourish in future, we have to take into confidence all the stakeholders of our society, and all these major ministries and organizations should be working hand in hand to make sure the interest of the common man is protected. I congratulate the MPEDA, the major people who worked, who are on the dais, off the dais, who have been a part and parcel of this wonderful organization, who have given many great ideas, who are visionaries, who have contributed to the growth of the industry. I congratulate all of them on behalf of the people of Cochin, and I'm very happy to be a part of this wonderful organization. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, for the next felicitation, I would like to welcome forward Sri T.K. Nair IAS, retired, former chairman MPEDA. He has led our organization between 1984 and 89. He served as advisor to the former Prime Minister of India, Sri Manmohan Singh. He has also previously served as Principal Secretary to Prime Minister of India. Sri T.K. Nair, sir, has been honored with many awards, including the Order of the Rising Sun, Gold and Silver Star by the Government of Japan. Ladies and gentlemen, with a big round of applause, let's welcome him for the felicitation address. Welcome you, sir.
Honorable Minister for Commerce and Industry, Shri Piyush Goyal, Honorable Minister of State, Srimati Anupriya Patel, both of whom addressed us online, our very distinguished local Member of Parliament, Shri Hebe Eden, who spoke to us just now. I was actually in a way taken by surprise, Mr. Eden, listening to you, because you know so much about the industry and about fishing, and more particularly, you emphasized the crucial role, the importance of fisherfolk, fishermen and fisherwomen, and also those workers employed in the factories which produce these valuable products for export. Well, while congratulating the Ministry of Commerce for the guidance and support it has been providing to the MPEDA and the MPDA itself for the tremendous work it has done during the last 50 years of its existence. Today, the whole country is proud of the achievements of the export sector in the fishery industries, for which quite legitimately MPDA can, take pride of. Well, my fellow, I shouldn't be saying fellow, I don't know what the correct English for. There are many of us who had the good opportunity, the good fortune, the privilege to serve MPD at different points of time. And we are all birds of passage or rolling stones, as they say. We come and work for a few years, perform the duties assigned to us, and to the best of our abilities and within our limitations, try to follow the objectives for which, or to pursue the objectives for which MPDA was set up. Well, friends, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very, very, very privileged to be a part of this group of officers who have had the fortune, the opportunity to serve MPDA. Well, in the morning, I have had the privilege of meeting a large number of MPDA officers and staff who have been here, contributing their might to the development of the industry, to the development of the export trade in many ways. It has got several aspects of it. I think Mr. Eden and the ministers have, explained them in detail. I do not think it is necessary for me to repeat those things, particularly as I am perhaps the most outdated, of person sitting here in this hall. Ladies and gentlemen, I take half a second to emphasize what our Honorable Member of Parliament was saying. Well, we are proud of the achievements of India in the export trade, not only in marine products, but others also. We have come such a long way in every sphere of human endeavor. From a nation which depended upon imported food grains for our, survival, we are now an exporting nation. All these have been possible because of the collective efforts, the cooperative efforts of hundreds of people whom we know, whom we do not know, and more emphatically in the context of our federal polity, quasi-federal polity, the relations, the working together of the center and the states, and of the officers who are deputed to work in the center and the states, pursuing common objectives that would contribute so much. We can achieve much more than what we have achieved during the last 75 years of independence. We have reached a stage where we can have a real big takeoff. We are a nation really on the move, and quite, legitimately we can take pride, those who are directly involved in the MPDA for the time being, and those who have been associated with it, and those who may be in future, can be legitimately a part of that. It's a big effort, and in that big effort, we can contribute. The fishery industry can contribute to not only to the export earnings, but it is a source of protein for a large number of people, particularly in the coastal states like Kerala. So their survival, their livelihood depends upon, a flourishing fishing trade. So let's remember, Mr. Eden has very rightly brought out to our attention that the center, the states, Seafood Exporters Association, which has, through its captains of the seafood industry, contributed immensely. As a matter of fact, it is their contribution, the export part of it, the export, industry captains and the fisher folk. They are the backbone of this industry. So I think, let me hope that those who are doing very well and the captains of the seafood industry would also share the views of Mr. Eden and do their might, I'm quite sure, in providing in some way or the other upliftment to the workers who are working in the factories and to the fisher folk who are engaged in catching fish. One more word, that is about the changes that are likely to take place. We not only hear about climate change, we experience that even in India, in Kerala, in many parts of India, many parts of the world. Today, we are caught in the reality of climate change, and people are apprehensive of a climate catastrophe taking place unless we succeed, through common efforts in reducing carbon emissions. Well, very recently I happened to read, Mr. Eden, that Cochin is one of the threatened areas because of the rise of sea level on account of the climate change. So more and more of technology infusion is absolutely necessary. Different kinds of innovations for getting greater value from the products, that I think is the need of the future. So let the industry at every level strive to imbibe more and more of technology, and the efforts of MPDA, the state governments, and the central government institutions, some of which are located in Cochin, also, let them make a definite contribution to this continued success of this industry. Mr. Chairman, I'm grateful to you for having given us old-timers an opportunity to be part of your 50th anniversary. It's a great occasion, needs to be celebrated, and you have had the presence of the Honorable Minister and the Minister of State online to talk to us. May I, on my behalf, because I can't talk on behalf of the all chairmen, they're all here, but as an individual who spent 5 very happy years in the company of all of you here, particularly, I remember many of the stalwarts of the seafood industry, not only in Cochin, but in Veraval, in Calcutta, and also in Visakhapatnam. All of them are very memorable people who did huge, big contributions. Let the industry flourish, let our export surge. Now it is 7 billion, unbelievable, but it is a fact. Let it grow up and up, and in the process, let us also join in celebrating the success of India in all aspects in the coming years. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you so much, sir, for the wonderful words. Without any further ado, I would like to welcome forward Sri K.B. Pillai, IAS retired, former chairman, MPEDA. He led our organization during 1993 to 1998. He was our chairman during the modernization of seafood processing plants. His contribution at that period was immense. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Sri K.B. Pillai, IAS retired, for his felicitation address. Can we have you, sir, please? Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome him forward.
Our Honorable Commerce Minister and Honorable Minister of State have addressed us online. Then there was an very, very inspiring speech by Sri I.B. Eden, Member of Parliament. And so I don't have to talk anything about the exports of the marine products from India or the future prospects. But let me go back to 97, when we celebrated the Silver Jubilee of MPDA. I was reminded of the celebrations when Dr. Raghavan rang me up and asked me to come over. At that time, the then Honorable Minister, Commerce Minister, Sri Ramakrishna Hegde, had come down to be with us, and he made an inspiring speech in which he expressed the hope that MPDA will continue to grow and export more and more seafood products from India. Let me say that during the period when I was here, we had problems relating to quality control, and the buyers tried to use it as a method to push down the prices and reduce our exports. But the industry, the exporters, the dedicated band of exporters worked together with MPDA, and we were able to meet the challenges. Over the years, exports have gone up, and today we have achieved a figure about $7 billion US. And we are aiming for a larger share of the export market. I wish MPDA will continue to grow and meet these targets for the nation's interest and development. While thanking the authorities for inviting me for this function to join this celebration, this grand celebration of the Golden Jubilee, I wish the organization will grow further, and we will have the 75th and centenary celebrations, even though one may not be there to participate. Wishing the best and everything best for the organization and the exporting community. Let me conclude. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, next let's welcome forward Ms. Leena Nair, IAS retired, former chairperson, MPEDA. She led her organization during 2009 to 2016. During her tenure, EOCAT certification and opening of ELISA lab for pre-harvest test was initiated. So ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Ms. Leena Nair, IAS retired, for her felicitation address. Welcome, ma'am.
Honorable Minister for Commerce and Industry, Honorable Minister of State for Commerce and Industry, Shri Hebe Eden, Honorable Member of Parliament from Ernakulam Lok Sabha constituency, Shri T.K. Nair, former Chairman MPEDA, Shri K.B. Pillai, former Chairman MPEDA, Paul Anthony, former CS and Chairman KSIDC, Jay Tilak, Additional Chief Secretary, Government of Kerala and former MPEDA Chairman, and Shri Jagdish Fafandi, National President, Seafood Exporters Association of India. It gives me immense pleasure to be here present in celebrating with you the 50 successful years of MPEDA's existence. Thank you for inviting me and asking me to speak. I'd like to begin by congratulating MPEDA for the 5 decades of total commitment to the development of the seafood industry. 22 men and 1 lady, from Muhammad Yunus, TPK and Nair, TK and Nair, to Sri Raghavan Narayana Pillai, have all contributed to the growth, development, and leadership of this industry. Despite several challenges in these 50 years, including the latest pandemic, India's marine product exports have hit an all-time record as per the newspaper reports in the financial year 2021-22. The exports have improved in rupee terms, US dollar terms, and in quantity terms, both in leaps and bounds. Therefore, congratulations are in order to all of us present here today. Therefore, Mr. Swami, you have very broad shoulders on which to stand on and take greater strides in the export field. I'll be failing in my duty if I do not acknowledge that all the growth in exports would certainly not have happened without the sweat and toil of the fishermen, the fish farmers, and last but not least, and most importantly, the seafood exporters. While looking back, I find that India's leadership in this growing sector was made possible due to 4 major reasons. The most significant was our introduction and adoption of the Vietnamese shrimp in 2009 as an approved species for farming in India. Long known as a leader in black tiger, which was introduced, facilitated, and grew under the guidance of our Chairman MPEDA present here, Mr. T.K. Nair, India's seafood industry lobbied very hard for the introduction of this new variety of shrimp. The decision was taken, and it was totally backed up by MPEDA's dedicated proactive measures and regulations for furthering this growth. It included the introduction of quarantine for the SPF Vanami broodstock, which was imported from the US for cultivation, the quality checks including PHT, the turf wars with CAA. All this ensured that our transition from sea cod to aquaculture, from black tiger to Vanami, was a huge success, resulting in Vanami becoming the most prominent species produced in India, and the growing aquaculture industry putting us on the top of the global seafood trade. The second was the timing of the introduction and stabilization of Vanami, which was a blessing from above or pure coincidence. India's readiness to take over and assume a position of great influence in the global Vanami trade coincided with a stunning downturn in production and major setbacks in Thailand and other shrimp-producing countries due to EMS. When the doors opened for India, we were in a position to capitalize on it and assume a greater influence in this shrimp trade. The third reason, of course, not a very happy one for government, is the devaluation of India's rupee, which has made the seafood products from India more attractive to the US buyers. The final factor, of course, the sense of reliability which has slowly been earned by the Indian exporters under the guidance of MPEDA and by their understanding the market by the exporters. This confluence of circumstances has put India in a strong position as a global leader in seafood exports and that of farmed shrimp. On this occasion of the Golden Jubilee, while we pat ourselves on our achievements, we must not rest on our laurels. Some serious soul-searching must also be done by MPEDA, the exporters, and the fisheries departments, both of the states and the center. When we look to the exports of major agriculture commodities from India, we find that in rupee terms, marine products is number 1 in the list, before and after the pandemic. It is the most important exported commodity. Of course, the growth is fueled primarily by the trade of crustaceans. Basmati rice comes a distant second. However, the fish farmers have not yet been given their due acknowledgement nor adequate facilities. I think major steps are on the move, and we will have to have the fisheries department batting on your side to achieve this. While the international seafood exports have been lucrative, there are still a number of inefficiencies which affect both the profits in the sector. Most of these are known to have been flagged and addressed to some limited extent, but there is much more to be done. Sustainable fishing practices, as was mentioned earlier by both the MP and the former chairman, improvements in the aquaculture system, and most importantly, diversification of species are key factors which will shape future trends of this industry. With AI-based technologies, this is very much possible and achievable. FAO reports that roughly 35% of global seafood production ends up as either lost or wasted even now. Reasons are known to all of us. I'm given to understand that the efforts of NetFish are bearing some results. However, improvement of infrastructure and regulatory frameworks have to be developed by the Department of Fisheries under the Ministry of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairy, and this is very, very critical. The Fisheries and Aquaculture Infrastructure Development Fund, FIDF, set up with such a huge fund size of nearly 7,500 crores towards the creation of fisheries infrastructure facilities, both in marine and inland fisheries, must have a focused drive to augment the areas where production of fish is for export. Further, the Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana, launched with an allocation of 20,000 crores, the highest ever investment for the fisheries sector, must also be judiciously utilized with a focus on export. While I hate to repeat this again and again, it is our growing aquaculture production which is fueling the current optimism and euphoria today. Though 74% of India's export is shrimp, the share of value-added products is still low as 7%. There's a huge scope to increase value-added exports and thereby increase the price points for both the exporters and the fishermen. Ministry of Finance may be requested to extend or formulate separately the PLI, that is the Production Linked Incentive Scheme, to the seafood sector also. This will galvanize true value addition in the sector. In the context of global economic slowdown and the heightened urgency to enhance economic growth, it becomes very relevant to look into significant growth promoters at every level. States must be influenced by MPEDA with the support of GOI, Department of Fisheries, to act beyond high-speed diesel subsidies only. The FFDAs should also be revamped as FFPOs, that is, productions for export, crucibles to produce for export. While we are doing well and cruising along on the growth trajectory, it is the ideal time to start looking at diversification of species, products, which is currently the aquaculture, we are aquaculture shrimp-centric export, and the market is also majorly US-centric. High dependence on this is not good in the long run. For this, our RGCA needs to be revitalized. Investment in R&D is important for the growth, for the economic growth of the sector, and it must be done as soon as possible. The focus on strengthening seed quality and availability must be adequately done, while retaining loyalty. The seed technologies like sea bass, mud crab, which have been made by RGCA must be given to the private sector to produce more and produce more products for export. Keeping all this in mind, I feel MPEDA must reinvent itself to remain relevant for the next 25 years. I would also ask the new chairman to have a serious focus on the export of ornamental fish. My data is dated, but India's domestic ornamental fish industry was about 300 crores rupees worth in 2017. India exported only ornamental fish worth 9.5 crores. Special and focused attention is needed to streamline this export, and a great deal of planning, filling up of required infrastructural gaps, breathing, and quality will also have to be done. I think I've spoken enough, but before ending, I must recall and appreciate the services of some people, of all who have helped MPEDA grow, like Dr. Silas, who was chairman of our RGCA, Dr. Leitner, Israeli expert Dr. Amir Sagi, and others. I think I've spoken enough. I wish marine products continue to be on the most wanted list internationally for years to come. With a growing population and the shift of human consumption from red meat to that of sustainable sources of protein, the seafood sector has every chance to grow. So may the business boom, the market swell and balloon. And Swami, wish you all a very successful tenure. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Ladies and gentlemen, next I would like to welcome forward Sri Paul Anthony, IAS, retired Chairman, Kerala State Industrial Development Corporation, and former Chief Secretary, Kerala, for the felicitation. With a big round of applause, let's welcome Sri Paul Anthony, IAS.
Honorable Minister of State for Commerce and Industry, Srimati Anupriya Patil, Honorable Member of Parliament, Sri Haibi Eden, most respected D.K. Nair, sir, Mr. K.B. Pillai, sir, Leena, Jayatilak, my host, Dr. Sami, and Mr. Jagdish, dignitaries of the dais, and friends. Thank you to Dr. Sami for having me over here. Actually, when I think about it, I seem to be the only outsider around. Maybe, the Honorable MP will also be here. All the rest have been part of the MPDA community. So thank you for not asking for a visa for entry to this place. I have had interactions with MPEDA on and off in the course of my career, official career. The times that I remember most are the times when the delegations would come from the EU. At that time, we would all take them to a very cleaned up fishing harbor. So that is the time I remember most. We've invested quite some amount on improving the facilities over there. But I think, we need to do more Because if we are to move on the lines that the Honorable MP was, saying, the need for inclusive development in the whole sector. Remember, if you cannot get the entire sector of the people of the sector involved in the production process, if they do not share in the prosperity, then we will have a big problem with sustainability of the sector. I hope, MPEDA and the seafood exporting community will bear that in mind, and I'm sure, given your excellent track record, in the last 50 years, you have gone from $72 million in 1972 to $7.76 billion. That's 107 times. So an organization, a sector which can deliver that sort of, achievement, I'm sure if you put your mind to it, you will be able to, work upon ways in which you can include in the prosperity of the sector all the people, right from the fishers to the fish farmers to all the people who process it, and of course, the mainstay, that is the seafood exporting community. So I congratulate MPEDA for the last 50 years of your achievement. It's fantastic by any means, but I hope you will not rest on your laurels. I hope this occasion will be used to introspect on how you need to do new things differently, more effectively. One small thought that I thought, I would leave with you before I conclude my speech is this Thopumbadi Fishing Harbor in Cochin. It's a 25-acre property actually owned by the new fisheries ministry, actually. The old fisheries department purchased it and then handed it over to the Cochin port for maintenance. So they are doing just that. But 7 acres of that land is, with the road frontage, that wide, attractive road frontage, it's lying unutilized over there. And right from my Port Trust days, I have been thinking of how, I could inspire you to open up a fish market on the lines of the Dera fish market in Dubai or your Tokyo fish market, something that all of us can be proud of. And of course, when the EU delegations come, we can also show them that. I'm sure that we can do that also. So, congratulations once again for your excellent achievement in the last 50 years, and wishing you even higher levels of achievement in the years to come. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, let's welcome forward Dr. A. Jayatillak, IAS, Additional Chief Secretary, Revenue and Disaster Management, Government of Kerala, former Chairman, MPEDA during 2016 and 18. The renovation of Valarpada Multi-Species Aquaculture Complex was initiated during his leadership. With a big round of applause, let's welcome Dr. A. Jayatillak, IAS.
Honorable Minister for Commerce and Industry, Mr. Piyush Goyalji, Honorable Minister of State, Mrs. Anupriya Patel, Honorable Member of Parliament, Mr. Haibi Eden, my most illustrious predecessors, Mr. T.K. Nair, Mr. K.B. Pillai, Mrs. Leena Nair, former Chief Secretary, Mr. Paul Antony, present Chairman, Mr. Swami, SEI President, Mr. Jagdish Fafani, and my dear friends. One word in Mr. T.K. Nair's address struck a real chord in me. He said he was fortunate to have led MPEDA. I think all of us feel that we were very, very fortunate to have been part of this remarkable journey. In my case, I think I was doubly fortunate because I was an accidental chairman. After finishing 5 years in Spices Board, I was packing my bags to go back to the state when I was lucky to get 2 years as chairman of MPEDA. And being a similar organization, the lessons learned there could be transplanted here with some success, I hope. My mind goes back to how we implemented the paperless e-office in MPEDA, and it is a testament to the remarkable openness with which the staff of MPEDA embraced technology and new ideas that we could transform the office in less than a month into a completely paperless office. The lessons of quality control as the most significant determinant of ensuring trouble-free exports ensured that we could set up more labs in Porbandar and Bhubaneswar. I'm sure Mr. Swami will expand these quality control labs all over the country. With this fiscal stress that is affecting us, RGCA is almost self-sufficient now, and MPEDA is generating substantial resources. A source of great personal satisfaction has been the way the multi-species aquaculture complex has come up in Vallarpadam, benefiting more than 5,000 beneficiaries from all states, and in a space of just 3 years, it has generated a revenue of more than 12 crores. I would like to also thank, on behalf of the state of Kerala, the hatchery at MAC, which was the only hatchery functioning around the clock when the lockdown was imposed during the COVID pandemic, when every other hatchery was shut down. I would like to end by congratulating each and every one of you in this remarkable journey, and to convey to Mr. Swami that being chairman of MPEDA has a great advantage. When you write your annual performance appraisal report, you can very safely say that the exports of marine products were an all-time high in my tenure. Because every chairman can say this. Thanks to the unstinted efforts of the staff of MPEDA and the unflagging dynamism of our exporters, this is on a rising curve. So whoever is here can say it's been a record, because records, as you know, are meant to be broken, and these records set by our remarkable exporters here, for which we are awarding them today, will continue to be broken year after year. Thank you very much for inviting me, and congratulations once again for this stellar performance over the last 50 years. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Seafood Exporters Association of India is a pillar organization in the seafood export sector in India. Currently, SCAI is under the vibrant leadership of Sri Jagadish Fafandi. I request him to kindly come forward for the felicitation address. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Sri Jagadish Fafandi, National President, SCAI.
Thank you for having me here. Respected Minister of Commerce and Industries, Piyush Goyalji, whom we heard over the video. Respected Madam Anupriya Patelji, Honorable Member of Parliament, Edenji, Paul Anthonyji, I'm naming him before our great stalwarts of former MPEDA chairmen. So, our host of today, Sri Swamiji, our greats, Nair sir, Pillai sir, Madam Leena Nair ji, and Jai Tilak sir, all the MPEDA officers and staff of the present and past gathered here today, all the export performance awardees, all my colleagues, office bearers and members of SCAI, the entire press and other media representatives gathered here. To all of you, a very warm good evening on this momentous occasion of the Golden Jubilee celebrations of MPEDA. What an occasion and what history. The exporters, fishermen, aqua farmers, hatcheries, processing workers, and all segments of this great fishery sector have just crossed a record export turnover of, in the last financial year, of 7.8 billion US dollars, amounting to a stupendous rupee value of little more than 57,000 crores. A record aquaculture shrimp production of 8 lakh tons. In the process, establishing brand India, which has always been the dream of all our past MPEDA chairmen. Of marine products, all the retail supermarkets, counters of USA, EEC, Japan, and other markets of the world. Behind all this effort is the rock-solid and sustained support of MPEDA in the strategy, planning, and problem-solving actions, inputs, follow-ups, and various ministries, and constant dialogue and interaction with the sector and its representatives. Over the last 50 years, every day of it, every chairman and every staff of MPEDA has been totally and exclusively for the marine products export sector, and for every segment of this sector worked relentlessly. We all unitedly, every member of SEAI, without an exception, are hugely grateful to MPEDA, all the chairmen and staff, for their help and support over the last 50 years. On this occasion, SEAI congratulates all the awardees who will be rewarded for the efforts which they have done in the past two, in the year 1920 and 2021. Coincidentally, it so happens that MPEDA, that SEAI was founded in the year 1970. Due to COVID, SEAI postponed its Golden Jubilee celebrations. I'm sure the person who follows me as the president will take up this duty and do a grand celebration. Very importantly, SEAI and MPEDA have been two arms of the same sector and have been supplementary to each other in the growth of the sector over the last 50 years and more. Yes, there are issues, and that's my primary duty where I'm here for standing for. We wish to take advantage of the presence of Honorable Minister, MOS, Madam Minister, and senior officers of the Commerce Ministry and other ministers and other ministries to address some of these issues. The NTB's issues of SPS continue to prevail with the EEC authorities without any positive sign of proactive movement from the EEC side for more than 5 years now, affecting the business of many exporters, particularly of aquaculture shrimp, to this important market. The FTAs have not been put in place as yet, and we appeal that import duties for Indian marine products in EEC should be at least at par with the competitors, mainly Ecuador, Vietnam, and Indonesia. RODTEP revisions on both rates and cap value need to be corrected on the basis of duties and levies suffered by the sector as substitute to the Revenue Ministry and DGFT. As submitted to the Revenue Ministry and DGFT. Import duties on shrimp feed ingredients, broodstock, and other import inputs need to be reduced as appealed to the Ministry of Finance. The entire fishery sector needs to be extended. This we have been saying for years now, but I think the present dispensation will take a serious look at this because we have been granted a separate department of fisheries, and we hope that the entire the agri status be extended to this sector, as has been done in many countries. The Fishery Ministry needs to support sustainable measures and even subsidize them in both capture and culture fisheries. There are other issues which we have been discussing with MOC, MOF, MPDA, EIC, and so on. Last, but most importantly, after 50 glorious years of service to the sector, one should really introspect and look at the role of MPEDA, which has been so far so good and great. We should sincerely request the chairman of MPEDA, the new chairman MPEDA, who has just taken charge, to take an objective and positive view of the same and address subjects mentioned herein appropriately. MPEDA has been an export development authority. To me, some of its roles have of late been diversified. And again, we need to refocus on the export part of your duties. MPEDA has an excellent quarantine facility for screening imported shrimp broodstock for any pathogens. This facility is spoken as to be the best in the world, and so it is. MPEDA has done a great job there. MPEDA has set up sea bass hatcheries, catch culture, and sea ranching projects. These are all good projects, as was the original shrimp culture and hatchery projects in the year 1990. MPEDA has an office in US, Japan, a representative in the EEC. They're supposed to be, I think what I need to mention here is that I need to recall what great job MPEDA had done in Japan, in developing Japan as a great market. Japan has faded down because of its own economic crisis. Now we have US and European Union. We need to have a very hard look at that. And quite frankly, the entire market development today is done by the exporters themselves. On the issue of anti-dumping to the US and so on, SEI and its members have been dealing with this on a year-on-year basis. 3 sunset reviews are over, and the 4th is on the anvil. EEC issues, MPEDA should be finding a solution very soon, and we are very hopeful for that. Japan as a market has grown, but by more than 50% over the last 5 years, MPEDA offices can be more focused and effective there also. Since the black tiger story is being repeated, I think that is one opportunity which we have in front of us. MPEDA has a wonderful SPF broodstock facility set up in Andamar for more than 10 years now. It's time to commercialize the same. It's time we start bearing the fruits of this broodstock center, which has so much effort has gone behind and so much money has been spent. Huge quantities of FCS broodstock are imported and are the backbone of aquaculture shrimp production and export. MPEDA has spent a hefty 150 crores and more on this project. Today, SEI or Hatcheries Association or any representative body of this sector is neither involved in the management nor is informed on the status. I think that is one anomaly which needs to be cleared so that we bring this institution to be more productive. This was dedicated to the nation few years back, but one of the apprehension that is may contribute little or nothing to the nation as of now. MPEDA has 2 shrimp hatcheries, one of which was converted to broodstock multiplication center, which could be more successful than what it has achieved so far. MPEDA has set up laboratories in different places, HPLC, MSMS, and ELISA. MPEDA had PhD procedures for shrimp aquaculture, which cost the industry with with sorrow I'm expressing this view, but which cost the industry nearly 200 crores in the transaction cost of last 5 to 6 years back and was given up finally. MPEDA is again pursuing this. This will cost the export sector an off-the-counter transaction cost of more than 700 crores and, like in the past, may not serve our desired purpose. This should be avoided, to my mind, at any cost. I've taken this opportunity to spell out what the sector needs. I've also been a little critical on what has happened in the past, as I want a bright future for both SEI and MPEDA. So we need to iron out the issues. And since ma'am was here, it was a great opportunity to present some of our issues and some of the things which need to change. Mainly, we have gathered here, I must on a lighter note mention that I'm just 1 year younger to MPEDA. And I've seen some of, I come from a fisherman family, I've been an exporter myself, now the president of SEI. I've seen the pensioners of MPEDA right from my childhood who have handholded this industry and brought it where it is today. So I thank all of you present here for the great work you have done for this great trade. And last but not the least, I must also mention that it's our primary duty, our principal duty, and as Honorable Member of Parliament has rightly mentioned, that we have to greatly and collectively work for the welfare of our fishermen and our aquaculture farmers. And how? It is our duty, mainly the SEI and MPEDA, to keep the markets going, to keep the existing markets going, find new markets, find a better product mix, develop more products from the aquaculture side, salvage better quality from the seas, make it sustainable, and give the best possible price to our aquaculture farmers and our fishermen. That is the only way we'll keep them going. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, next section is going to be the distribution of awards, including the most prestigious export awards also. So ladies and gentlemen, for the introduction to export awards, I would like to welcome here on stage Director MPEDA, Dr. M. Karthikeyan. Welcome, sir.
Very good evening to all. Honorable Union Minister for Commerce and Industry, Textiles, Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution, Honorable Minister for State for Commerce and Industry, Honorable Member of Parliament, most respected former Chairman and Chairperson, respected Chairman MPEDA, respected National President SCA, all the exporters, respected dignitaries on the dais, off the dais, officials of the government agencies, officials of MPEDA and societies. I am really highly privileged to be part of the Golden Jubilee celebration of MPEDA and introduce the export awards of MPEDA. The exporters have done wonderfully well, and the contribution of the exporters have led the export achievement what we have obtained this year. An award gives recognition to an organization for their outstanding performance and brings in respect to the organization among the peers. It gives credibility to the exporter and builds trust and confidence among the importer. It also helps the exporter to develop deeper relationship with the customers, investors, suppliers, and the partners in the value chain. It urges the exporters to achieve more and more and get better recognition year after year. MPEDA, realizing this, have instituted the Exporters Award for outstanding performance in the export of marine product, and this has been initiated during the year 1990, and we are giving this award every year. The awards are given to the best manufacturer exporter of the marine product under various categories. The award includes decoration in the form of memento and citation. The following awards are being given to the exporters by MPEDA. We recognize the highest overall export and give export awards to the exporter who have done the maximum value of export, the maximum quantity of export. We also give the export award for the exporter who have achieved the highest export commodity-wise, the frozen shrimp, frozen cephalopods, frozen fish, chilled marine products, dried marine products other than fish meal and fish meal, mollusk other than cephalopods, and frozen surimi. We also give the exporter with highest live marine product export. The live marine product export fetches the maximum price, so hence to encourage the export of live marine product, we recognize the exporter who has done the maximum export in live fish. We also give the export award for maximum export of aquarium fish. To enhance the value addition, which is the most sought after thing today in the world market, we are also recognizing the exporter who have done the maximum export of value-added products. We also encourage the exporter to find new market. So MPEDA encourages the exporter who have found the new market, and we issue an award for an exporter who found the new market. We also encourage the exporters to come out with new product. So we recognize the exporter who have done the new product and exported. And also we recognize the women who have done wonderfully well in the export sector. So we give the outstanding performance among the women entrepreneurs. The exporters under each category for the financial year are selected based on a criteria laid out by the authority. And the awards for the year 2019-20 and 2021 are going to be given today during this Golden Jubilee celebration. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, sir. So, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, let's move towards the award distribution ceremony. To give away the first set of awards, I would like to welcome forward Honorable MP Sri Haibi Eden, sir. So please kindly come forward. Please, sir, in the middle of the stage to give away the first set of awards. We are going to start with the export awards. The first, ladies and gentlemen, with a big round of applause, I request you to please welcome Devi Seafoods Limited, Andhra Pradesh. Year 2019 and 20, award for the highest export performance in overall export. Award for the highest export performance in the export of frozen shrimp for the year 2020 and 21. Award for the highest export performance in overall exports. Award for the highest export performance in the export of frozen shrimp. Devi Seafood Limited, Andhra Pradesh. Next, let's welcome Nekanti Seafoods Limited, Andhra Pradesh. Award for the second highest export performance in overall exports. Award for the second highest export performance in frozen shrimp for the year 2019 and 20. And for the year 2020 and 21, award for the second highest export performance in overall export. Award for the second highest export performance in overall export. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome next Gadri Marine Export Private Limited, Maharashtra. And they have won the awards for the year 2019 and 20, award for the highest export performance in overall exports quantity, award for the highest export performance in the export of frozen surimi, award for the highest export performance in the export of value-added products category. So here we go. Next, I would like to welcome here on stage Mukka Proteins Limited from Karnataka. And for the year 2019 and 20, they have won award for the second highest export performance in overall export quantity. Award for the highest export performance in the export of dried marine product, fish meal, fish oil and allied products categories. And for the year 2020 and 21, they have won award for the highest export performance in overall export quantity, award for the highest export performance in the export of dried marine products, fish meal, fish oil and allied products category 2. Ladies and gentlemen, next is an award for the MPEDA Golden Jubilee Marine Quest 2022. As we all know, MPEDA Golden Jubilee Marine Quest 2022 is the 4th edition of MPDA Marine Quest competition. Around 2,000 students participated in this initial round. After different online and offline rounds, we have the winners with us, ladies and gentlemen. So with a big round of applause, let's welcome Master Krishanjit K from class 10 and Master Shainat K, class 11 from Chatanjal Higher Secondary School, Kasaragod, Kerala. Big round of applause for these young champions. Here we have, they are the MPDA Marine Quiz, Golden Jubilee Marine Quiz 2022 winners. Congratulations to both of you. Thank you so much, Honorable MP, for doing the honors. Please be seated. Now I request Sri T.K. Nair, IAS retired, to kindly come forward and give away the next set of awards. T.K. Nair, sir, kindly come forward to give away the next set of awards. Again, starting with the Exporters Awards, let's welcome Falcon Marine Exports Limited from Odisha. For the year 2020 and 21, they have won award for the second highest export performance in the export of frozen shrimp category, award for the highest export performance in the export of value-added products category, Falcon Marine Exports. Next, Prof. and Violet Marine Exports Private Limited, Kerala. For the year 2019 and 20, they have won award for the highest export performance in the export of frozen cephalopods, and in 2020 and 21, they have won award for the highest export performance in the export of frozen cephalopods. Next, let's welcome Silver Seafood from Gujarat. For the year 2019 2019 and 20, award for the second highest export performance in the export of frozen cephalopods, category 2, award for the second highest export performance in the export of frozen finfish, and for the year 2021, award for the highest export performance in the export of frozen finfish, Silver Seafood from Gujarat. Let's welcome Ginny Marine Traders from Gujarat for the year 2021, award for the second highest export performance in the export of frozen cephalopods. They have won, Ginny Marine Traders. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, these exporters have done an immensely great job. That's why they are getting these awards. So we would really request all of your applause as they would walk till the dais. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Well, ladies and gentlemen, next is a special award that is to honor MPDA members, MPDA family members who have completed 80 years. We have Sri Venkateshwan B, former director, Sri R. Ganapati, former director, Sri Taposh Datta, former joint director, Sri Vargish A.G., former Deputy Director Aqua, Srimati Pamela Joseph, ex-Junior Technical Officer Export Promotion, Sri P.C. Prabhakaran, ex-driver, Sri R. Muralidharan Nair, ex-watchman. But today we have with us Sri Venkateshan B, former director. So I request him to kindly join us here on stage as we honor him with a memento and a shawl. So I request, he has completed 80 years, he has been a former director, he has been a family member, extended family member of MPEDA family. So ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome him onto the stage. Come on, with a big round of applause, we can welcome him onto the stage. That is the way we can show our love and respect towards him. Ladies and gentlemen, with a big round of applause, let's welcome him onto the stage, Sri Venkateshan. Welcome, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We would request longer and healthier life to you too, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sri T.K. Nair, sir. Thank you so much for doing the honors. To give away the next set of awards, I would like to invite forward Sri K.B. Pillai, IAS, retired, to kindly come forward to give away the next set of awards. Let's start with the export awards. Let's welcome Sun Exports from Gujarat. They have won the awards for the year 2019 and 20. Award for the highest export performance in the export of frozen finfish category. Sun Exports from Gujarat. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, you can clap for the exports. Thank you so much. Yes, as they walk till the dais, you can welcome them with a great round of applause. Next, let's welcome Salad Seafood Private Limited, Gujarat, with a big round of applause. Let's welcome Salad Seafood Private Limited from Gujarat for the year 2021, award for the second highest export performance in the export of frozen fish category, frozen finfish category. Welcome, sir. Let's welcome Aqua World Exports Private Limited, Tamil Nadu, for the year 2019 and 20, award for the highest export performance in the export of chilled marine products category, and for the year 2021, award for the highest export performance in the export of chilled marine products category. Let's welcome Aqua World Exports Private Limited on stage. Next, let's welcome Gold Marine Exports Private Limited from Tamil Nadu with a big round of applause. Let's welcome Gold Marine Exports Private Limited. For the year 2019 and 20, they have won award for the second highest export performance in the export of chilled marine products category. And for the year 2021, award for the second highest export performance in the export of chilled marine products category. Gold Marine Exports Private Limited. Next, let's welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Kolkata Marine Products Private Limited from West Bengal. Kolkata Marine Products Private Limited. They have won award in the highest for the highest export performance in dried marine products other than fish meal, fish oil and allied products category for the year 2019 and 20. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sri K.B. Pillai sir, for doing the honors. Thank you. Now I request Ms. Leena Nair, IAS, to kindly come forward and help us give away the next set of awards. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Nagina Exports from Gujarat. And for the year 2021, they have won award for the highest export performance in dried marine products other than fish meal, fish oil and allied products with a big round of applause. Everybody, come on. Round of applause. Let's welcome Nagina Exports from Gujarat. Let's welcome Subhasini Enterprises from West Bengal. And for the year 2019 and 20, they have won award for the second highest export performance in dried marine products other than fish meal, fish oil and allied products category. Subhasini Enterprises from West Bengal. Next, let's welcome KMC Enterprise, Maharashtra. And for the year 2020-21, they have won award for the second highest export performance in the export of dried marine products other than fish meal, fish oil and allied products category. KMC Enterprise. Okay, with a big round of applause, let's welcome Yashasvi Fish Meal and Oil Co. from Karnataka. And for the year 2019 and 20, they have won award for the second highest export performance in the export of dried marine products, fish meal, fish oil and allied products category. Yashasvi Fish Meal and Oil Co. Next, let's welcome United Marine Products, Yashasvi Fish Meal and Oil Co. Can we have here on stage, please? We have Yashasvi Fish Meal and Oil Co. here on stage. Congratulations. Next, let's welcome United Marine Products. And for the year 2021, they have won the award for the second highest export performance in dried items, fish meal, fish oil and allied products category. United Marine Products. Thank you, Leena ma'am, for doing the honors. Next, I would like to welcome forward Sri Paul Anthony, IAS, to kindly come forward and help us give away the next set of awards. Let's welcome Seaboy Fisheries Private Limited with a big round of applause. Seaboy Fisheries Private Limited, award for the highest export performance in the export of molluscs other than cephalopods for the year 2019 and 20. And for the
year 2020 and 21 award for the highest export performance in the export of molluscs other than cephalopods category. They have won Sea Boy Fisheries Private Limited. Avla Netos Exports, can we have you on stage please with a big round of applause. Award for the second highest export performance in the export of molluscs other than cephalopods category. Avla Netos Exports. Let's welcome Luke Export here on stage after Avla Netos. Can we have Luke Export here on stage? Award for the second highest export performance in the export of molluscs other than cephalopods category. Here we go. Luke Export. Here we have them here on stage. Next, can we have Amar Sagar Seafoods Private Limited here on stage with a big round of applause. For the year 2019 and 20, they have won award for the second highest export performance in the export of frozen surimi. And for the year 2021, award for the highest export performance in the export of frozen surimi category. Amar Sagar Seafoods Private Limited from Gujarat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sri Paul Anthony IAS, for doing the honors. Thank you so much. Now I request Dr. A. Jayatilak IAS to kindly come forward and help us give away the next set of awards. Sri Ulka LLP Maharashtra, can we have here on stage? Sri Ulka LLP, award for the second highest export performance in the export of frozen surimi for the year 2020 and 21. Sri Ulka LLP from Maharashtra. Let's welcome Janani International from West Bengal. And for the year 2019 and 20, they have won award for the second highest export performance in the export of live marine products other than aquarium fish category. And for the year 2021, award for the highest export performance in the export of live marine products other than aquarium fish. We have Janani International all the way from West Bengal. We'd like to welcome Crescent Seafoods, and for the year 2019 and 20, award for the highest export performance in the export of live marine products other than aquarium fish. Crescent Seafood. I would like to welcome here on stage Aqualine Exports. Aqualine Exports, can we have here on stage please? Aqualine Exports, for the year 2019 and 20, they have won award for the second highest export performance in the export of aquarium fish category. And for the year 2021, award for the highest export performance in the export of aquarium fish category. Aqualine Exports from Kerala. Let's welcome HIC ABF Special Foods Private Limited, Kerala. They have won award for the second highest export performance in the value-added products category. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome HIC ABF Special Foods Private Limited with a big round of applause. Everybody, come on. നല്ലൊരു കയ്യടിയോട് കൂട്ടിയിട്ട് തന്നെ നമുക്ക് സ്വാഗതം ചെയ്യാം എല്ലാവരും ചേർന്ന്. Everybody, come on. जोरदार तालियों के साथ स्वागत करते हैं इन सारी एक्सपोर्टर्स का. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for doing the honor. Thank you so much, Dr. Ajay Tilak. Next, I would like to welcome Sri D.V. Swami IAS to kindly give away the next set of awards. And I would like to welcome Accelerator Freeze Drying Co. Limited from Kerala. Accelerator Freeze Drying Co. Limited. And they have won award for the second highest export performance in the value added products category. Congratulations. Next, we'd like to welcome here on stage Al Badr Seafoods Private Limited, Kerala, award for the highest performance in the export to the new market category. Al Badr Seafood Private Limited. Ladies and gentlemen, you can clap for these wonderful exporters. They have done an immense job in the last 2 years during the pandemic. That's why they are here today and accepting these awards. Next, I would like to welcome here on stage Kalp Seafood from Gujarat, award for the highest performance in the export to the new market category. Award for the highest performance in the export to new market, Kalp Seafoods, Gujarat. Congratulations. Next, ladies and gentlemen, you can give a big round of applause because this is going to be really a special one. Nai Oceanic Exporters Private Limited, Maharashtra for the year 2019 and 20. Award for the outstanding export performance by a women entrepreneur category. And for the year 2021, also they have won award for the outstanding export performance by a women entrepreneur. Congratulations, ma'am. You did a great job. Thank you so much for being here. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Rajeshwari Memorial Endowment Awards. Next is going to be that award. These awards are presented to the children of MPEDA officials who secure highest marks in the board examination of class 10th and 12th. This award was instituted by Sri Rajan in the remembrance of his wife, Srimati Rajeshwari, a former employee of MPDA. So, let's welcome our winners here on stage. T.R. Krishna, Doctor of T.V. Ravindran, can we have here on stage? T.R. Krishna, Doctor of T.V. Ravindran. Mr. T.V. Ravindran, can we have here on stage, please? Next, Jeffy Marin Johnson, Doctor of Mr. Johnson de Cruz. Jeffy Marin Johnson, daughter of Johnson de Cruz. Come on, you can clap for these great kids. They have done an amazing job in their CBSE 12th examination. They have scored more than 95%. That's why they are getting these awards. Pranav P, son of Mrs. Ganga KS, can we have here on stage? He has got the 3rd position. Pranav P, son of Mrs. Ganga KS. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. D.V. Swami IAS. Next, I request Sri Jagdish Fofandi, National President ACI, to kindly come forward and give away the next set of awards. Okay. Award is for Rajeshwari Endowment Award for the CBSE 10th student, Rakshit K. Vania, son of Vania Kishore Kumar B. He has got the 1st position. He has got more than 90% mark in his CBSE 10th examination. So Rakshit is not here, I guess. So here we go. Next, let's welcome Anna Alfred, daughter of Mr. A.G. Alfred, onto the stage. Anna Alfred, daughter of Mr. A.G. Alfred. Congratulations, Anna. Next is the award for ICSE 10th student. And let's welcome Mida Mary Biji, daughter of Mr. Biji Monpi. She has got more than 93.3% mark in her ICSE 10th examination. Congratulations, baby. You did a great job. Thank you so much, Mr. Jagdish. You can take your seat. Thank you so much. So, ladies and gentlemen, the dignitaries here on stage, they took their time to be here, to be a part of this Golden Jubilee celebration. They were here to give away the award. They said so many nice things also. So now it's our responsibility to definitely honor them for their presence and for the wonderful words and wonderful time they have given us. So I request our chairman to kindly come forward and honor the dignitaries here on stage. I request our chairman, MPDA, Sri D.V. Swami IAS, to kindly come forward and honor the dignitaries here on stage. Starting with, since our Honorable MP has already left the dais, I request Sri T.K. Nair, IAS, retired former chairman, MPDA, to kindly come forward, sir. Sri T.K. Nair, sir, to kindly come forward. We would definitely want to honor you. Thank you so much for taking out your time and for being here. We really appreciate your presence. You made this evening even wonderful. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Miss Leena Nair, IAS, ma'am, please kindly come forward. Former chairman, MPEDA, ma'am, please kindly come forward. Okay, so Sri KB Pillai, IAS, former chairman, MPDA, sir is here. Sir, thank you so much for the wonderful presence. Thank you so much. Okay, Miss Leena Nair, IAS, retired former chairman, MPEDA. But thank you so much, ma'am, for being here. Let's welcome Sri Paul Anthony, IAS, retired chairman, KSIDC, and former chief secretary, Kerala. Sir, please kindly come forward. Sri Paul Anthony. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your presence. Definitely appreciate a lot. Dr. Jay Tilak, IAS, Additional Chief Secretary, Revenue and Disaster Management, Government of Kerala, former Chairman, MPDA. Thank you so much, sir, for being here. Thank you. Last but never the least, Sri Jagadish Fufandi, National President of SCAI. Welcome, sir. It's a small way to show our appreciation and say thank you for your presence, for being a part of Golden Jubilee celebration of MPDA. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, last but never the least, for the vote of thanks, I would like to welcome here on stage Secretary MPDA Sri K.S. Paradeep, IFS. Can we have you on stage, please? Vote of thanks. Let's welcome Sri K.S. Pradeep, IFS. Welcome, sir. Over to you.
Honorable Minister of Commerce and Industry, Textiles, Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution, Sri Piyush Goyal ji. Honorable Minister of State for Commerce and Industry, Srimati Anupriya Madam, Patel Madam. Honorable Member of Parliament, Sri Haibiyadan ji. Respected former Chairman MPEDA Sri T.K. Nair sir, former Chairman MPDA Sri K.B. Pillai sir, former Chairman MPDA Ms. Leena Nair Madam, Chairman KSIDC Sri Paul Anthony sir, Additional Chief Secretary Revenue and Disaster Management Government of Kerala and former Chairman of MPEDA Dr. A. Jaytilak sir, Chairman MPDA Sri D.V. Swami sir, National President of Seafood Export Association of India Sri Jagdish Fofandi ji, distinguished guests on and off the dais, retired officials of MPDA, exporter friends, aquaculture farmers and fishers, officials and staff of MPDA and its societies, family members and one and all. Namaskar to all. As we mark the conclusion of the Golden Jubilee celebrations of MPEDA, on behalf of MPDA, it's my honor and privilege to remember and thank all those who made this day a memorable one. I extend our sincere thanks to Honorable Minister of Commerce and Industry for having taken time to address the August gathering. Sir, we are indebted to you for your constant support and guidance for promoting the seafood export sector and also for the inspiring words. Sir, we take forward your valuable advice to achieve the goals set for the seafood sector. Thank you, sir. I extend our sincere gratitude to Honorable Minister of State for Commerce and Industry, Srimati Anupriya Patel Madam, for attending this function despite our hectic schedule, and also for the encouraging speech which will definitely inspire us for our future endeavor to achieve the aimed objective. Thank you, ma'am. I extend our sincere thanks to Honorable Member of Parliament, Sri Haibiyaran ji, for your valuable presence and to address the gathering and also for the positive response towards seafood sector. I would like to extend our sincere thanks to all authority members who have actively participated in the deliberations of the authority meetings and contribute to the growth and progress of this organization for the past 50 years. Sincere thanks to all former chairman and chairperson for the valuable contribution to make MPEDA a vibrant organization in its present shape during the past 50 glorious years of service. All these third words are present here. I extend thanks to Sri T.K. Nair sir, Sri K.B. Pillai sir, Leena Nair madam, Dr. A. Jaytilak sir. Sincere thanks to KSIDC Sri Chairman Sri Paul Anthony sir for his presence and the support extended to MPEDA during his tenure in various capacities at Government of Kerala. Thank you, sir. Our Chairman Sri D.V. Swami, IAS, who has recently joined as Chairman of MPDA, is very young, dynamic, and vibrant leader, and I'm sure that under his able leadership and guidance, MPEDA will reach new heights. I thank you, sir, for your valuable guidance and support. Sri Jagdish Fofandi ji, the National President of Seafood Exporters Association of India, is always supportive for the betterment of seafood sector. His commendable job as National President is highly appreciable. Thank you for valuable presence, sir. I thank all the dignitaries and guests who have accepted our invitation and spent time with us. Thank you, sirs. I extend our sincere thanks to various senior officers, head of departments of research institutes, universities, and state and central government organizations for attending this function. Sincere thanks to our retired officials who are present here, and I also seek their cooperation in future. We thank all the officials of Department of Commerce and Industries, line departments, and various state departments for all their continued support and contribution made for the development of the sector. Our officials of MPEDA, our society, Netfish, NACSA, and RGCA are the real asset of our organization. And this achievement of completing 50 years of glorious service to the nation would not have been possible without their hard work. I take this opportunity to thank all of you. Seafood Export Association of India is always supportive to all the initiatives taken by MPEDA, and we maintain very cordial relationship with SEA and all the exporters. I extend our sincere thanks to SEAI and the exporters and would foresee that this cooperation will be continued forever for achieving the goals set for the sector. Our sincere thanks and gratitude to the fishers, farmers, hatchery operators, input suppliers, and all stakeholders across the value who are backbone of the production sector, which have helped in achieving the present level of export, and we look forward to have their continued support in future as well. Sincere thanks to the quiz masters, students, and the sponsors of MPDA Golden Jubilee Quiz. Thanks to all the committee members for their hard work to make this function a grand success. I also thank to all the participants of the cultural program to make this event a colorful one. This event will be followed by the cultural event. Thanks to hotel management and other supporting staff for the wonderful arrangements. Thanks also goes to all media personnel, both print and media, for providing an excellent coverage to this event. Last but not least, big thank to all the pensioners and employees who have come with their families. Thanks to all. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir. So, ladies and gentlemen, the formal function has been ended here. But we will be having MPEDA Golden Jubilee Celebrations cultural program next. So, I request everybody to please be here. Meanwhile, our food counters are open, so you can help yourself. But priority has to be given to the elderly people and for the kids. The food counters are open, so please help yourself. Meanwhile, the cultural program will commence here in 5 minutes, so you can enjoy these performances also. Thank you so much. Thank you so much once again to our dignitaries for taking out your time and for being here. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.